come back on? Good afternoon. I'm Gloria Nelson with TUG, and we're so glad that you were able to join us today for our TUG Connects 365 programming. Now, as you settle in and get ready for the start of today's webinar, allow me to give a brief introduction for TUG, the usergroup.org, for both our current members and those of you who represent organizations that have not yet joined our online community for distribution software users. Now, we've all heard that phrase that knowledge is power, and I can say with a great deal of confidence that after today's presentation, you'll be waking up tomorrow with a little more of both. TUG webinars, online forums, and member events facilitate the timely exchange of ideas and information to help you work smarter and with more confidence. Now, that's a powerful combination. If you're currently a member, it pays to get even more involved. And if you're not, please visit our website today to discover why 2,300 heads are better than one to help you be the best at what you do each and every day. Before we get started, let me touch base on some housekeeping information. Buckle up for about 35 to 40 minutes for presentation, including Q&A today. Now, open and drop your questions into the Q&A bubble. That way everyone can see them, like them, upvote them to the top. And that's on your toolbar, as well as opening your chat window too. That way you can communicate with us, and we will be monitoring that feature as well. So regarding intellectual property, have at it. You are invited to go ahead and take screenshots, as well as copy and paste any chat history that might be helpful to you in your daily job performance or as you gather information about this software solution. So without any further ado, it is now my pleasure to introduce and welcome Suresh Devanan, Nishtech's founder and CEO, who will introduce us to his co-presenter today. So Suresh, go ahead and take it away. Suresh, can't hear you. You want to turn on your audio? Your microphone is muted.
All right, sorry about that.
That's
thank you
okay.
for introduction, Gloria. Joining with me is Charlie Johnson, Senior Commerce Sales Engineer with Sitecore. Right. Nishtech is a full-service digital experience and e-commerce consultancy. We're based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Being a customer-focused consultancy, we excel at creating efficient, agile digital solutions to execute our customers' marketing strategy and an e-commerce plan to perfect their digital presence by integrating best-of-breed technologies. We're in the business for the last 10 years, delivering digital commerce solutions and working with our customers as a strategic co-innovator. Our digital experience and a B2B and B2C knowledge, as well as our experience working with customers of different sizes, makes us uniquely qualified to help build the digital ecosystem by improving the customer experience and enabling our customers' internal team to maximize the platform investment. One of the greatest challenges to the e-commerce success is the lack of compatibility with the existing business systems such as ERP, CRM, and PIM. Every business has their own unique processes and policies, and many have existing technology like proprietary accounting software or customer loyalty software. We helped customers to navigate these critical considerations when building out e-commerce platform using existing enterprise application connectors or by creating custom solution based upon your specific needs. As a system integrator, we have extensive experience integrating and building custom connector plugins to several ERP, CRM, payment processor, tax, logistics, and other third-party systems. We have more experience with Info ERPs, including CSD. Our customers ranges from lower mid-market to enterprise customers. Some of our M&D clients are listed here. You might have noticed most of them are Info customers like American Paper and Twine, Maintenance Applied Coders, Burmax, Northern Radiator, Nichols, Test Equity. We're going to start off with a quick recap of how B2B has evolved. If there is one thing that we have learned over the last several years, it is that e-commerce is evolving. So is the way manufacturing distributors are doing business. Back when we first got it into e-commerce, B2B seems to be the hyper-focused on efficiency and performance. The ultimate goal was to get the customer in and out as quickly and efficiently as possible. It was getting them to the right product quickly with a seamless order fulfillment experience. While efficiency and website performance are both still very important, one area where things has been Shifting is the idea of personalized customer shopping experience. This is where you might have heard the terms customer experience or digital experience thrown around quite a bit recently. But when we break that down, what does it actually mean? Why is it important for manufacturing distributors? At the end of the day, a good digital experience comes down to the optimizing the end user experience in a way that adds value for the customer. To do this, manufacturers and distributors should think about shifting from a product focused mindset to a more customer focused. If you're thinking about B2B customers or looking for more of that B2C feel, sometimes that tailors the overall experience to their needs, includes relevant website and product content, presents a clean and innovative website design, all while still maintaining focus on performance and efficiency. One way to start incorporating all of these different pieces is to invest in a digital experience platform. In addition to providing a seamless omni-channel experience, why is it important for manufacturers and distributors to invest in a digital experience solution? Increase engagement and conversion. The number of connected devices per individual is increasing. A recent statistics has this number somewhere around 6.5 connected device per person. Think about it. This includes mobile devices, tablets, laptops, smart TVs, etc. Users are looking for consistency. They want to be able to log into their account on any one of those devices and see the same thing or having a similar experience no matter what device they are using. If you can make it easy for your customer to find what they're looking for, provided personalized content and consistent experience along all channels, they are more likely to keep coming back. Get ahead of the competition and drive customer engagement. A recent example of this sounds simple enough, but it makes a big difference in the grand scheme of things. We had a client who came to us not too long ago with a new B2B implementation, and they used their own user research ahead of the time. They engaged with their existing customers to understand their biggest pain points when it came to using their previous e-commerce site. What they found out was that one of the number one complaint was their search function was severely lacking. That was one of the biggest drivers for why customers were using a different distributor's website to purchase their product. This was a critical component for them in understanding the overall customer experience. From the perspective, this knowledge enabled them to prioritize the key feature they wanted to include in the new platform and ensure that is this part of the customer experience was improved. Last but not least, another reason why it is important for manufacturers and distributors to invest in digital experience platform is to increase the return of investment. According to Forbes, companies who have customer first strategy are 60% more profitable than companies that don't focus on customers. Brands with superior customer experience bring in 5.7 times more revenue than other competitors who lag in this area. 84% of the companies that work to improve their customer experience report an increase in their revenue. This statistic alone seems like you can make a case for a company to look into invest in a digital experience platform. Personally, I think 100% more likely to spend money at the business with exceptional customer service, who makes me feel valued and take my needs into the consideration, whereas the business who is primarily focused on making the sale and doesn't take the time to understand what customers are looking for. Now before we dive into some of the things to look for in a digital experience platform, let's talk briefly about what a DXP is. Some might confuse a digital experience platform as being the same thing as similar to a content management system, but they're not one and the same. A CMS is a system of a tool or that helps organize and publish website content, whereas a digital experience is really a fully integrated solution. It's something that enables companies to optimize and personalize a customer's digital experience from start to finish. You can think of a DXP as a suite of tools that works together to optimize the experience as a whole. Now that we have a high level understanding of what DXP is, let's review some of the things to consider when selecting a digital experience platform. A platform that not only supports your business needs and integrates with the key third-party platforms, but also that is extendable where necessary. One thing we have seen over the years is that while there are many similar between businesses when it comes to core B2B functionality, we also know that every business is unique and will likely to have functions, components, or processes that need to modify to meet their needs. A platform that is flexible enough to make changes when necessary, it is important. One of the things that look for something that utilize artificial intelligence and machine learning to enhance product recommendations and content based on individual buyer needs and activity. Consider a platform that uses content intelligence to analyze how content is impacting users and provide information on how content is performing. That help business generate more effective content in the long run. Finally, consider experience optimization and testing. Fundamentally, this means understanding what your customer need and what they're looking for and using the information to optimize an experience from start to finish. For example, A/B testing, user research, and analytics to compare what works and what doesn't. E-commerce customers expect the same features and information access regardless of whether they are a B2B or a B2C. The most effective commerce experience requires enhanced personalized content, and the best way to do this is to integrate the selling and marketing experience. Nishtech partners with Sitecore to deliver comprehensive commerce solutions that will exceed your expectation. With Sitecore OrderCloud, we will design your e-commerce marketplace application with an API-first headless cloud platform for B2B, B2C, and B2X. Organizations of all sizes across industries will benefit from the expanded capabilities, need for less upfront investment, continuous innovation, a dramatically shorter time to value, ability to enable Sitecore to define the digital experience market moving forward. With this, I'm turning rest of the presentation over to Charlie. Charlie, take it away from here.
Thanks, Suresh. I'll share my screen now. I appreciate that overview. Like Suresh mentioned, my name is Charlie Johnson. I'm a senior commerce sales engineer at Sitecore, focused on the Sitecore OrderCloud platform. And I appreciate everyone joining today to talk about that platform and the great fit that we see and have seen with this user group. Just to give you an idea of the flow of my portion of this presentation, I plan to spend the majority of the time focused on these customer successes, where I'll talk you through a few customer stories, why they worked well with Sitecore OrderCloud, and how that may pertain to you and your use case. But first, what I want to do is talk a little bit about the story that drove the architecture behind the Sitecore OrderCloud platform. Then I'll get into an introduction of that platform. We'll talk about the head start for headless toolset that we've created to help complex businesses get commerce solutions, headless commerce solutions to market faster and see faster ROI. And then, like I mentioned, I'll get into those customer successes and we'll finish with a Q&A at the end. Like I mentioned, I first want to start out by talking about the story that drives Sitecore OrderCloud. We believe that today, every single business is an online business, and the pandemic has certainly only accelerated that fact. However, what we've come to learn over our years supporting complex businesses is that every business has extremely unique, complex operational realities. You might have tons of payment options that your customers take advantage of. You may have an extremely complex customer base, or an extremely complex distribution system, or an extremely complex requirement around checkout. And that's what we understand about businesses, is that while every business needs to be online, every business is extremely unique. So you need to be able to take into account those unique customer requirements and unique business workflows as you move your business online. Historically, in that pursuit, you've really only had two options. The option on the left-hand side of your screen here, which is choosing a quote-unquote out-of-the-box technology and trying to transform your business to fit inside the opinions of that technology. The other option that you can see on the right is starting completely from scratch and building a homegrown solution for your business, which as many of you may know, can take a lot of time, a lot of resources, and a lot of headache. This is really what drove us to create the totally API-driven headless B2B commerce platform that is Sitecore OrderCloud. We wanted to take these thought processes into account and ask, what can these businesses do to take these complex operational realities and move them online in a way that's going to satisfy the requirements of their customers? We have heard that Infor customers are looking for a solution to provide this modern commerce for all of their channels, whether that's B2B or B2C, whether that's order management or whether that's marketplace. And that's what the Sitecore OrderCloud platform was built to accomplish. It is a fully composable, completely API-driven and headless commerce platform that from the beginning was built with a B2B first data model in mind. It helps our customers improve their time to market as it relates to getting digital and commerce experiences to market. It helps our customers to live flexibly. As new requirements come along, they can adapt with those new requirements very seamlessly, very cost effectively because of that modern technology. This also helps them to obviously innovate constantly. When there are new channels to extend to, when there are new customers to reach, the flexible API-driven technology gives them that ability. We also know that complex, robust businesses have a whole technology stack that needs to be integrated to create a really robust commerce system, whether that's an ERP, a digital experience platform, a CMS, email marketing, CRM, whatever it might be, you need your commerce solution to integrate with requisite backend systems. And that's why this solution was built from the ground up as an API to be consumed and extended very efficiently to your other systems. We have implemented hundreds of commerce solutions integrating with hundreds of ERPs and CMSs and CRMs. That is one of our biggest advantages of the API first platform. This platform has been around since about 2016. Some statistics on the right-hand side from last year to give you an idea that the platform is very robust. It handles a large amount of business today, and that is increasing very quickly. It is also an extremely performant platform as well. We did about 55 non-breaking feature releases last year, and the platform maintained virtually 100% uptime. So our customers never deal with those questions around performance or scalability or anything like that. On the left-hand side, you can see that the platform is mock architecture. Mock stands for microservices, API first, cloud native, and headless. This Sitecore OrderCloud platform checks all of those boxes extensively, making it an extremely modern commerce platform. We've also created what we call our Head Start for Headless toolset, which helps customers who want to take advantage of the flexibility of the platform to accommodate those really complex workflows and requirements, but they want to do it in a way where they can get to market faster, where they can, instead of starting from point A to get to point Z, they can start from point J to get to point Z. And that's what this Head Start for Headless toolset is. It's all driven by the OrderCloud platform. It's a combination of buyer management, commerce management, and supplier management capabilities, as well as really critical integration functionality, whether that's integration with suppliers in the use case of a marketplace, custom integrations with those critical backend systems that you have today, or we have pre-built integrations around critical commerce functionality like tax management, payment, and shipping with different providers that you can see here. However, these can all be swapped, and that is sort of the benefit of the composable platform. If you have a tax service or a search service or a freight service that you already use today and you need to plug that into your commerce solution, that can be done no problem. And that's why customers tend to really enjoy the flexibility of the platform. Obviously, there's a reason that this type of technology is growing in relevance and popularity. We are not the only ones saying that this is sort of the future. Gartner recently said that by 2023, organizations that have adopted this kind of composable commerce approach will outpace their competition in terms of new feature implementation by roughly 80%. And as it relates to commerce, new feature development tends to be what keeps you ahead of your competition and keeping customers coming back and in keeping customers not going to their competitors. For example, when the pandemic rolled around, we had various customers who needed curbside pickup, and that wasn't something that was supported by the platform before because it was never required. When the pandemic rolled around and our customers needed that, it was able to be added to the platform for them in a matter of hours because the platform is so flexible and so easy to scale with your business, to evolve with your business. And this is exactly why complex businesses choose Sitecore OrderCloud for their complex commerce operations. Whether they're manufacturers, distributors, or marketplaces, we have focused on these complex businesses and helping them get robust commerce solutions online since we've been in business. And now I want to get into a few case studies that are relevant. The way that we think about showing case studies of this platform is that since the platform is so flexible, we've likely never implemented, and since there's nothing out of the box about the platform, we've likely never implemented all of your commerce requirements in one place, because this is not a platform that gives you a template that you have to use. This helps you take those complex business operations and move them online. However, across all of our solutions, we've likely touched on most of, if not all of the requirements and pain points that you might be seeing today. So I'm going to walk through some screenshots of a few different case studies. I'll start out by telling you a little bit of an overview of the business and then a few interesting facts about their use case and their commerce solution. What you can see on the screen here is Bachman's. Bachman's is a florist out of the Minneapolis area. They're about a 200-year-old business. They sell both direct to consumer online. They sell a lot of B2B to funeral homes and to grocery stores and to cemeteries. And then they also sell out of about 15 or 20 different retail locations. Bachman's had very robust content management needs. This commerce solution needed to be integrated very robustly with their backend content management system, as well as their ERP. They were dealing with very poor performance with their old system. And that was not okay because they deal with things like extremely high order volume on a day like Mother's Day or in advance of Mother's Day, when people are going to be ordering flowers all at once. And they need to have a site that's extremely performant. They also need to have an extremely custom checkout experience, because I need to be able to tell the solution whether I'm ordering flowers to my home or to a hospital or to some sort of apartment or whatever that is. I need to choose the delivery date, the time that will be delivered that day, etc. So for Bachman's to transition all of these operational realities online, they needed a platform that was extremely flexible, unopinionated, and able to give them the performance they needed across all of those channels, B2C, B2B, etc. Moving on to another case study, D&W Diesel is a national remanufacturer and distributor of diesel engine components. D&W Diesel operates most of its business from a 30-year-old homegrown ERP that was virtually impossible to integrate with any other commerce solution. But given the API-first nature of the Sitecore OrderCloud platform, we were able to create a robust commerce solution for them integrated with that homegrown ERP so that they can take advantage of relevant data points from that ERP and display that in the commerce solution. D&W Diesel's buyer experience is much more industrial, as they serve a range of customers from huge national OEMs to mom and pop supply shops to you and me if we own a diesel engine component. You can see if you go to their website, it looks like a pretty standard B2C commerce experience. It's really important for their customers to be able to search, filter, and facet extremely effectively, because while there may be 60,000 SKUs and 1.5 million cross-references, only a handful of them are going to be relevant to me if I have a specific engine that I'm working with. So their customers need to be able to search and then very effectively filter and facet to find the piece that's going to work with their component, with their engine, excuse me. You can see it looks like a relatively straightforward B2C experience until you get to a product page. It's going to force customers to either register or log in, because it needs to know who you are to display customer-specific pricing to their B2B customer base, customer-specific payment options, customer-specific shipping options and distribution methods, whatever that may be. The next use case that I want to discuss is more customer-specific B2B commerce. Diversified Food Service Supply is a distributor of restaurant parts and smallwares to huge chains like you can see here, Chipotle and Cafe Rio and Burger King and on and on. So Diversified Food Service Supply has a purely B2B customer base. Their customers were coming to them demanding a better, especially their enterprise customers, demanding a better online commerce experience and threatening to go use their competitors if they couldn't deliver it. So Diversified Food Service Supply came to Sitecore OrderCloud and said, we need to create essentially a base application for our B2B customer base that will allow us to very quickly and effectively spin up online commerce experience that take into account that customer's specific branding, as you can see here, but also product catalog requirements, pricing requirements, customer support requirements, permissions requirements. For example, at Chipotle, a store manager can place an order up to $500 before it has to be approved by a regional manager. And at Cafe Rio, no orders have to be approved. So they needed to be able to roll out these these sort of tailored experiences around their enterprise customers. After working with Sitecore OrderCloud to create this base application, they can now use this to spin up new solutions for new customers in a matter of days, in a matter of hours, if they're working a certain way. And this has become a huge business development tool for them to be able to go to a new chain that doesn't work with them and say, how would you like to be able to order like Chipotle does here? We can have this ready for you by Monday. And it's been a huge, huge boon for their business. The last use case I want to talk about very quickly is an order management and B2B commerce use case, and that is Aveda. Aveda is a large cosmetics manufacturer that licenses their brand name out to about 4,000 different salons around the world. Before working with Sitecore OrderCloud, Aveda had a customer service staff of about 35 people taking orders from these salons who act as their B2B buyers and keying those orders into their SAP ERP. What they needed first was an order management solution to help these customer service professionals enter orders more efficiently, and that's what we provided first. What they found very quickly was that these salons said, hey, this is great, but why can't we place these orders ourselves? So very quickly, Aveda decided to roll out the experience to those B2B buyers who within about 6 months were placing 90% of the orders themselves, which allowed the business to repurpose that customer service staff into more value-added roles and leave just about 5 or 10 people purely focused on customer service. So this has been an extremely important win for their business to be able to be more efficient, to be able to create a commerce experience for their B2B buyers that's very robustly integrated with their other critical backend systems and gives them the ability to work with their customers in a way that still harnesses the support that they provide, but offers self-service when customers need it. That is the last use case that I wanted to get through. Unless Suresh or anyone else would like to add something, I'm more than happy to open things up for Q&A.
Thanks, Charlie. We do have a few questions that have populated thus far. First question is, how does OrderCloud fit into Sitecore's broader product offering?
That is a great question. I can start by giving my answer, and if Suresh has anything he'd like to add, that's totally fine. Given that OrderCloud is a totally API-driven technology, well, I'll step back a little bit. Sitecore as a business focuses on digital experience. They are a global leader in digital experience technologies. They focus on content, experience, and commerce as the 3 pillars of that digital experience. Sitecore is investing in and transitioning toward a composable DXP strategy like we discussed today, where all of the components are very interchangeable, they're very plug and play. It allows you to get going quicker, to only take advantage of what you need, etc. And OrderCloud is the commerce component of that composable digital experience. So that's a very high level answer.
Great high level response. Thank you for that, Charlie. The next question we have is, what sort of characteristics make up the perfect customer for Sitecore OrderCloud?
That's a great question. I hope I hit on a few of those things. Number one, I would say complexity. If you see complexity around your customer base, around the integrations required for you to move your business online, around the workflows that make your business who it is today, if you see those complexities and it's given you pause or trouble in the past getting that business online, then the OrderCloud platform tends to be a great fit. The data model is very focused on businesses who deal with customers that are extremely complex, processes that are extremely complex, integrations that are extremely complex. And that's where we tend to play best.
That's where you play best, you said?
Play best, yeah.
I like that analogy, Charlie. Great one. Also have another question here. Can OrderCloud be integrated into an existing CMS that is not Sitecore?
Yes, great question. Absolutely. We have integrated with tons of different CMSs. One of the ones that you saw today was not a Sitecore CMS. So we have experience integrating with just about any CMS under the sun. And that is really the point of both the API first platform, that we have the ability to extend to just about any other technology, but it's also the point of Sitecore's composable strategy. If you really want to use Sitecore OrderCloud for your commerce, but you have a CMS that you use today and you like, that's great. You don't need to scrap the whole thing. You can get started with a piece of that, and we can very effectively integrate with those other systems.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, those are the questions that have populated on my side. Is there anything that you would like to add, Charlie? Perhaps how to reach you and Suresh with regard to maybe a demo that you'd like to, someone would like to have presented, or any further questions?
Absolutely. Thank you, Gloria. Yeah, this slide here should give you a good bit of contact information. You can see both Suresh's email address and my email address at the top. Don't hesitate to reach out to either of us if you're interested in learning more either about Nishtech or Sitecore, excuse me, and we'll be happy to help.
Yes.
And for those who might have a little bit of an issue with regard to the visual on here, Suresh's email is sdevanan, S as in Sam, D David, E, V Victor, ANAN at nishtechinc.com. And Charlie is charlie.johnson at Sitecore, SITECORE.com. So we want to make sure that everyone has access to being able to reach you. And now what I'd like to do is, first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to the two of you, and to just also thank everyone who has joined us online as well today too. And also for those of you that would like to continue this conversation, remember that we have our member exclusive forums where you can continue this chat. I'm sure that Suresh is going to be monitoring that as well. And also, we will be posting this as our norm. It'll be available no less than 2 business days after today's presentation. Now, our next upcoming webinar will be this Friday, September 10th at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time, as we revisit one of the most popular breakouts from TUG Connects 2021 titled Mass Maintenance on CSD, offering those who didn't register for the conference to get a taste of TUG Connects 2021. Now watch your inbox for the invitation, and also look under the education tab on our website for our upcoming webinar content. And if you still want to register, it's not too late to avail yourself to 280 plus sessions through October 1st. So without any further ado, let me just wrap this up in a nice little bow. Thank you again, gentlemen. Thank you for everyone joining us online. And as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Thank you for having us.